In upstate New York, it's feeding time. These chickens' nutrient-rich diet is part of the testing process for crops that could end the acute malnutrition that the UN calls hidden hunger. Now retired, Dr. Ross Welch spent 40 years working in these laboratories at Cornell University, where he helped develop the idea of bio-fortification.
I always say you can't get rid of malnutrition until you get agriculture right. Agriculture has to provide something like 43 absolutely essential nutrients all year round, all peoples, in order to have healthy and productive lives for everybody.
The scientists have developed 100 varieties of 12 major staples, like these beans, which have had their iron content increased by crossbreeding different iron-rich varieties.
Developing countries, much of the labor is physical labor, and your livelihood is dependent upon whether you can do the physical tasks that are ahead of you. So when we started seeing positive effects of using the food-based approach, we thought, well, this is a type of intervention that has the potential to reach a lot of people, a lot of very poor rural people.
These crops are grown and tested here before being given to farmers in developing countries. Here in this greenhouse is the final part of the cycle that the scientists are working on. This is vitamin A enriched corn. It was planted a couple of months ago. It'll be a few months before it's ready to harvest. And when it is, it'll look like this, a dark orange variety of corn, before being turned into this cornmeal or flour, and then it can be transformed into the final product, ready to eat, cornbread. Working with Cornell's scientists is the driving force behind this effort, the company Harvest Plus. It reaches 20 million people with its crops, but hopes by 2030 to be feeding 1 billion, and doing it all without genetic modification.
One of the misperceptions about biofortification is that it involves some form of genetic modification. And we've had to work quite hard, and we still work hard, to reassure people this is just traditional crop breeding. This is just crossing old varieties that used to be high in vitamins and minerals with new high-yielding varieties.
For many, harvest time is now healthier. Eradicating global hunger is still a long way off, but sustainable bio-fortified crops are tackling nutritional hunger. Nick Harper, CGTN, Ithaca, New York.